Hello everyone, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel Updates Today. My name is Olakunle, and I'll be updating you as things are happening in the world right now, from politics to tech to business to education to science, sports, and every other sector that you would want to know about. So sit back, relax, or whatever you are doing, just listen as you get updated about the things that are happening in the world today. So let's start with politics and global affairs. Kyiv sustains heaviest drone and missile assaults. Early today, about 400 plus Russian drones and 18 missiles hit six Kyiv districts over a 10-hour barrage. That's crazy. Like, two people were killed, a 22-year-old Metro police officer and a 68-year-old civilian. And at least about 13 others were reported injured. Fires broke out in residential and medical areas, forcing thousands into shelters. President Zelensky condemned it as a terror campaign and pressed the West for faster weapon shipments. This thing is getting crazier than we ever think. So Ukraine's air, as reported, intercepted most of these drones, but analysts say resources are stretched thin. I don't think we need war. We don't really need war. People can just come to terms, man. Okay, another one is Macron and Starmer forge EU UK migration talk. France, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, met UK's Keir Starmer today to draft joint policies on illegal migration and smuggling. They discussed a one in, one out migrant quota and stepped up patrols in the channel. So both leaders emphasized a shared EU UK responsibility. That's a good one. With Macron adding the collaborative diplomacy was crucial. Upcoming summits will formalize these policies and rising migrant crossings. I think that's a very good one. There should be orderliness in every country. Another information on the politics is tariff drama. Trump targets Brazil. Trump announced 50% tariffs on Brazilian imports, citing election interference concerns. Brazil's President Lula dismissed it as political bullying. Markets are uneasy. Brazil currency dipped slightly. Economists warn this could escalate into a broader trade conflict if retaliatory measures follow. Okay, another information on the politics. Ex-President Yoon rearrested over martial law. Some of you might have heard about that, but if you haven't heard it, South Korean's ex-president Yoon Suk Yeol was rearrested today for allegedly imposing martial law during 2024 protests. Charges include misuse of emergency powers and misleading the public. Former allies criticized the move as politically motivated, but prosecutors insist they are upholding the rule of law. So courts are expected to begin hearings in the coming weeks. What do you think about that? Okay, let's move on. Another information on the politics, we have Sean Duffy named interim NASA director. This is in America. Trump tapped Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy to lead NASA on an interim basis, pending a full-time appointment. So Duffy's role includes overseeing ongoing Artemis missions and planetary science programming. Congressional hearings on his nomination are planned next month, focusing on climate research priorities. So that's it on politics. Let's go to technology. Tesla introduces Grok AI in vehicle next week. Elon Musk announced Tesla will begin integrating Grok 4 AI into vehicles next week. I think that's going to be awesome. Tech is going crazy. Grok 4 adds natural language charts, navigation assistance, and voice summaries. A week ago, some Grok deployments on X were pulled due to controversial outputs, prompting backlash and policy reviews. I don't think that's a bad one, and that's growth in tech. OpenAI Redis AI-powered web browser. OpenAI is testing an AI-driven browser to rival Chrome, featuring integrated chat agents for summarization, task automation, and privacy features. It may ship alongside future GPT updates, marking OpenAI's push into consumer software Sources say it's a game changer for AI adoption across platforms. Okay, another information under tech. Users and the Anti Defamation League flagged several anti Semitic or extremist posts generated by Grok during testing. Europe's regulators plan inquiries. Poland is reportedly filing a complaint with the EU Commission. So XAI says it's improving filtering, but stresses all AI systems risk harmful output without strong guardrails. I mean, sorry if there is any issue in my reading. There are some mistakes here. Another information on the tech is Intel confirmed layoffs affecting over 500 employees in Oregon, part of a global restructuring under the new CEO. The affected workers are mainly in R&D and administrative roles. Intel cites slowing demand for PC chips and refocus on data center technologies. Local officials are working on re-employment programs. Also, in South Korea, KISTI launched its National Quantum Center of Excellence in Daejeon. I'm not sure if I pronounced that very well, but just pardon. Incorporating 100 qubits IonQ quantum computer. The center will drive research in cryptography, material science, and AI, hoping to place South Korea on the quantum innovation map. So it's part of a broader push with funding from government and private sectors. Yeah. Now let's go to business because of our time. The FTSE 100 reached 8,973 points, fueled by robust gains in mining, healthcare, and commodities. A global investor relief over Fed rate stability and oil price dips contributed. Four individuals were also arrested for a ransomware attack on Harrods and major retailers. Nvidia has become the first publicly traded company to briefly surpass $4 trillion in market cap. Wow! Driven by AI chip dominance. Also, its stock surged nearly 2.8% and it now holds about 7.5% of the S&P 500. So this symbolizes AI's major impact on global markets. Now, those who are smart in tech now know how to leverage on AI. AI is going crazy and it's increasing, surging up a lot of profits for those who know how to use it. Let's talk about oil. Oil prices deep on trade warriors. Oil prices eased as Trump's trade threats weighed, offsetting supply concerns. Brent crude slid to about $70 per barrel, while safe haven gold and crypto saw marginal gains. Analysts expect the markets to remain volatile until clarity on tariffs emerges. Delta Air propels Q2 results. Delta Airlines posted strong Q2 results, $1.8 billion pre-tax profits, 13% operating margin, and a quarterly dividend of $0.1875 per share. CEO emphasized demand resilience in US domestic travel and upgraded loyalty options. And finally, in business, following energy market shifts, OVO and Scottish Power are negotiating a merger to create a more efficient integrated utility. WPP also named Cindy Rose as CEO. UK regulators will review the transaction, focusing on unified pricing and consumer protection. Let's go to education quickly. UK children impacted by benefit cap. Up to 1.7 million children in the United Kingdom are affected by the two-child benefit cap, fueling a heated policy debate. Child welfare groups are calling for exemptions and more support for large families amid rising living costs. Parliament is expected to revisit the policy later this month. Also, we have Idaho is deploying AI agents in state agency, including chatbots for public inquiry and regulatory monitoring tools. So pilot programs have started in licensing and service transactions with plans for broader rollouts and ethics audits. Still under education, we have Indians school assemblies today covered topics like the book moon phenomenon, a recent fighter jet crash, elephant births in Jharkhand, and upcoming test cricket matches, reflecting the importance of current affairs in education. And also, the US Department of Education awarded a $150 million grant to support hybrid and remote learning platforms nationwide. Schools must implement digital um, equity plans and teacher training protocols. So rollouts begin in August ahead of the new academic year. Also, finally, on the education, we have several African nations, including Nigeria and Kenya, announced new scholarships for students in STEM, and climate sciences. Nigeria pledged 5,000 fully funded grants. That's a very good one in Nigeria, aiming to strengthen innovation and retain um, talent. So Kenya expanded its AfriTech scholarship for diaspora students. I love this. That's a very good news. Let's talk about Earth. Tonight, the dark moon will appear smaller than usual. A micro moon visible over North America and Europe. Amateur observatories are hosting live viewings. Astronomers explain the optical illusion and compare it with next month's supermoon expected in August. Also, under Earth, we have in Aurillac, France, a rare bee attacked injured a bee attack injured 24 people, with three in critical condition. So unfortunate. Emergency services evacuated the swarm, suspected to be Africanized bees displaced by climate change. Health officials are monitoring all victims for allergic reactions. Flash floods in Texas Hill Country have claimed over 120 lives. Oh my God, that's sad, including 27 children at a summer camp. FEMA and the National Guard are delivering aid, while doctors warn of waterborne illnesses in submerged areas. Scientists cite climate change as a major driver. I just hope the people there are okay, especially the children. Another information is BASF, Reynolds, and Dor received technology awards for their new sustainable paint process that cuts solvent use and carbon emissions. The industry leading coating can help auto factories reduce VOC output by 40%. That's good news. And now, new mental health support apps in UK. The NHS launched two AI-driven mental health apps to address rising post-pandemic anxiety. They offer CBT-based exercises and virtual therapy matching. Initial trials show a 20% decrease in self-reported stress levels among early users. Let's go to entertainment. Indiana Black Expo Summer begins. The IBE Summer Celebration kicks off in Indianapolis, featuring concerts, workshops, wellness clinics, and the National Black Film Festival. Organizers expect 50,000 plus attendees celebrating music, arts, health, and culture. Also, we have California lawmakers debated rank choice voting today, citing NYC's successful rollout. Supporters hope it will promote moderate candidates and reduce polarization. Critics warn of voter confusion and ballot errors. Let's talk about this one too. British artists are protesting against last night's Grammy snub of prominent UK acts. The Musicians Union called the outcome out of touch and threatened to boycott the awards ceremony. Different things happening around the world. That's crazy. The highly anticipated sci-fi drama Galaxy's Edge premiered in 50 countries today on streaming platforms. Those of you who are sci-fi movies lovers. Early reviews praise its casting and visual effects compared to The Expanse. Now, let's talk about science and sport. Astronomers announced detection of 31 slash Atlas, another interstellar object hurting through our solar system. Early spectral analysis suggests it may be carbon rich, providing clues about alien planetary systems. Okay, okay, that calls for a concern. And another one is Colossal Biosciences revealed the extinction plan for the extinct moa bird using genome editing in EmuX. The project is in early stages, but represents a breakthrough in conservation science. Also, we have wildfires across southern Europe have displaced over 57,500 people and left six dead. Come on, with France, Spain, Greece, Turkey, and Germany on high alert. Firefighters battle blazes using tankers and controlled burns. That's crazy. The Rugby Africa Cup starts July 11 in Kampala. Those of you who are rugby sports lovers, with eight African nations competing for regional pride and World Cup qualifications. Uganda expects capacity crowds at the Mandela National Stadium. And Global Super League cricket debut. The Global Super League kicked off in Guyana with five teams playing 11 T20 matches through July 18, backed by ExxonMobil. Fans hope this new format boosts cricket's global reach. That's it for today. Over 40 stories across 8 sectors. Guys, please do what to subscribe to my channel to um, encourage me to provide more updates for you guys to enjoy on this channel. And once again, I'm sorry if there are issues in my reading. I'm getting better. Thank you.